acronym for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome, was recognized for the first time in USA in 1981. The world is now more than 20 years into the HIV/AIDS crisis, with only a hope of vaccine yet to be invented. When the virus enters a human body, the person is called HIV positive. He or she is infected with HIV but does not have AIDS. After 5 to 10 years, the virus attacks the immune system and then leads progressively to the serious infections and other conditions that characterize AIDS. HIV/AIDS is the third leading cause of death among adults worldwide. In its history, it has killed more than 20 million people. It is estimated that 38 to 46 million are living with HIV. In 2003 alone, 3 million people died of AIDS and 5 million were infected. Globally, unprotected sex between men and women is the predominant mode of HIV transmission. So far, the severely affected is Africa, with about 1 in 12 African adults having HIV. Poverty is also a major contributor for the rapid spread of the virus. African evidence shows that HIV increases healthcare demand, reduces life expectancy, raises infant-child mortality, enormously increases orphanhood, and depresses economic growth. India has over 5 million HIV-positive people. Although it is less than 1% of the adult population, it is almost more than any other country, thus placing us in second place. The rapid economic growth that India has been achieving since the early 90s due to a transformed economy is likely to be impeded because of the high spread of HIV. In 6 states, that is Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Manipur and Nagaland, the infection is over 1% in pregnant women. Since the first AIDS case reported from Andhra Pradesh in 1986, HIV has grown rapidly. As per the available surveillance data, Andhra Pradesh figured with second highest prevalence in India after Maharashtra. High prevalence of paid sex, vast network of national highways, high incidence of STDs, the low status of women and lower rate of condom usage, high number of migrant population are the main contributing factors. According to the Voluntary Counseling and Testing Centre's data in Andhra Pradesh, sexual transmission contributes to 89.7%, parent-to-child transmission 3.43%, transmission through blood and blood products is 0.98%, transmission through infected syringes 0.8%, and 5.09% non-specified. Of all the infected, 3.66% are less than 14 years old, 44.89% are between 15 and 29 years, 35.24% between 30 and 39 years, 12.43% between 40 and 49 years, and 3.77% in the age of above 50. The trend of 90% of the transmission through sex could be avoided or minimized through changed behavior patterns. It is a behavior problem with the general population's lifestyles becoming risky day by day. In the post-glasnost age, luxury and technology are thrown open. Life has become faster and simpler and technology savvy. Traditional outlook has given in to liberalized outlook. Fun, frolic, entertainment and friendship hold no barriers for the youngsters. As per FHI study on sexual behaviors in male students of universities in Andhra Pradesh, 9% of them had sex with more than one partner in the last 6 months. 5.9% of male students had reported to have sex with commercial sex workers in the last 6 months. In Andhra Pradesh, about 45% of the infected are in the age of 15 to 29 years. This is a shocking figure considering the fact that youth is a very crucial resource for nation building. As per ORG Marg survey, the highest prevalence of STDs is recorded in Andhra Pradesh, but the use of condoms is proportionately low compared to other high prevalence states. According to the survey, in Andhra Pradesh, 1 in 5 men reported having sex with non-regular partners. In Andhra Pradesh, 80% of the women infected are found to be monogamous, with only their spouse as their partner. AIDS has more social implications like growing number of young widows and orphans and burdened older generation. The indirect sufferers are the spouses, their families and children. HIV kills, but not immediately. But social stigma and discrimination kills them every day and everywhere. To meet the challenges of epidemics, government has stepped up its initiatives for prevention and control of HIV. The focus of the 108 targeted interventions is to bring about behavioral change, identification and treatment of STD for reducing the vulnerability, and promoting use of condoms. The government is covering the high-risk population groups like commercial sex workers, prison inmates and street children, men having sex with men, migrant population and truckers. Massive awareness campaigns have been arranged through print and electronic media and folk art forms for preventing HIV infection in low-risk population. Free voluntary counseling and testing facilities are available in all the district and area hospitals. To prevent the spread of the infection from mother to child, PPTCT centers have been established in 41 hospitals in the state. Government has introduced school AIDS education program and colleges talk about AIDS program for providing knowledge and capacity building. 19 care and support centers are established to cater to the needs of the people living with HIV/AIDS. To remain free of AIDS, we need to understand it.
Let us all renew our commitment to work together to find new ways of reaching out with compassion, with empathy, with understanding to the millions of men, women and children who are the tragic victims of the physical and social devastation caused by HIV/AIDS.
UN Secretary General Mr. Kofi Annan said, "Political commitment, community involvement, policy and resources are the 4 corners of the foundation for a successful and sustained fight against HIV/AIDS.
It is a global problem. AIDS is spreading very fast. It's continuing its lethal march across the globe, and it is important that we all recognize
The tragedy of AIDS will be greater if we fail to heed the global lesson. The history of AIDS teaches us to think globally but act locally.